I know this person coming up next to me really giddy, really happy. When you think about the Empire and their crimes, you think about the Gray Zone, you think about Anya Farmpal, you think about Dan Cohen, you think about Ben Norton, and you definitely think about this guy. Let's give a round of applause. Mad Max Blumenthal coming up to say a couple words. He's got a smile from over here to over there. Congratulations on a big win, bud.
Yes. I didn't know I was getting called up. I was just meeting Niko House for the first time in my life. Heard so much about him. Heard so much great things about him from the Young Turks. They say he's a nice young man with a strong moral compass. Yeah, congratulations. Congratulate Mazel Tov, everybody. Or as Scott Walker, Governor Scott Walker said, Molotov. Old Jewish joke. This is a day to celebrate progress. And this decision took place in no small part thanks to you in summoning so many people to the side of Julian Assange. People like Nils Melzer. Nils Melzer, UN Special Rapporteur on Torture, who helped make this ruling possible by seeing the condition that Julian Assange was, by summoning his own expertise. So many people to thank for what happened today. But I want to talk a little bit about some of the people that we shouldn't thank and the institutions that we shouldn't thank. And one of them is Judge Vanessa Bereitzer, whose ruling was not a victory for free press. Her ruling was basically a faithful recitation, like, you know, it was like a faithful facsimile of the narrative put forward by the spooks and kooks inside this building behind me. And one of the things that she said that really upset me was to justify the CIA's spying on Julian Assange. I talked about this yesterday. You all know about this. You all know about UC Global. This was a Spanish security firm that was basically given the ability to spy on Julian Assange because it had the contract to provide security at the Ecuadorian embassy in London. And the director, David Morales, of this firm got flipped by the CIA in Las Vegas. He basically got recruited under the watch of Mike Pompeo. The whole operation was funded through a billionaire cutout who happened to be the largest donor to Donald Trump, Sheldon Adelson, who is also one of the biggest benefactors to Benjamin Netanyahu, apartheid Lord Netanyahu. And the CIA basically installed camera systems, hidden microphones. Morales was revealed. I mean, I exposed this, I don't know, or helped expose this. I don't know why it wasn't on the cover of every newspaper that's reporting on the supposed poisoning of Russian opposition figure Navalny. But Morales openly plotted as a U.S. agent to poison Julian Assange. And I obtained the protected witness testimony from a Spanish court where Morales is currently on trial to prove that. We have text messages demonstrating these plots against Assange. They wanted to kill, U.S. agents wanted to kill Julian Assange on British soil. And there's no coverage of that. What else took place? Journalists who went to interview Julian Assange, including, I mean, the museum, this joke of a museum down the street that honors the corporate media. Journalists from the Washington Post, like Ellen Nakashima, from PBS, like Anthony Lowell Bergman, from the New York Times, when they went into the embassy, they had their phones taken by the CIA contractor, open, they were hacked into, their devices were hacked into, their personal information was taken, and they were spied on by the CIA, working hand in glove with the Department of Justice. So this institution behind us and the secret government in Langley that spans the media was spying on U.S. journalists. And again, where's the outrage? Where's the coverage? Where's the New York Times? If Putin had done this, they would be freaking out. It would be a Titanic scandal. So, I mean, this is proven. I have photographs from the Spanish case that David Morales' UC Global employees, CIA contractors, took of the open phone of the Washington Post chief national security correspondent Ellen Nakashima. I have the photos. I published them at the Gray Zone. It's real. It's a fact. I have the photos they took of them meeting with Julian Assange, Anthony Lowell Bergman, this esteemed journalist, and none of them said shit. None of them said, they're like, okay, please spy on me, the CIA. Why? Why didn't they say anything? Why were they so silent? Because they want access. Because they basically want access to their spook buddies so they can keep reporting on U.S. officials say Russia hacked into Disney World's Mickey Mouse system. You know, that's how the media operates here. And that's why they threw Julian Assange under the bus. They could have made the biggest scandal of the Trump era with the Trump administration Secretary of State, who was the former CIA director, Mike Pompeo, spying on journalists. They could have made the biggest scandal of the Trump era. The CIA plotting to kill the most prominent dissident in the Western world. And they chose not to. And the absolute criminal malpractice of our corporate media made its way into Judge Vanessa Breitzer's decision when she cited a CNN report to justify all of that spying and plotting against Julian Assange. And that CNN report referred to the Ecuadorian embassy as a command center for Russian hacking. It was filled with disinformation from top to bottom, and as I revealed at the Gray Zone, it was written by a right-wing Ecuadorian journalist who worked for an NGO called Transparency International. Transparency International, it sounds good, it's like they care about corruption. For some reason, they're always pointing the finger at Venezuela and not the United States and US corporations, and it's because they're funded by corporate America, the State Department, and the very same British Foreign Office that presided over Julian Assange's persecution, the very same British government. So it's a fake NGO, the reporter has worked for it, he wrote this article for CNN, and who was his source on the article? Where was he sourcing all of his information from? To claim, pretty much, UC Global was his source. And instead of correctly referring to UC Global as a CIA contractor, he just said, oh, well, they were hired by the Ecuadorian government. Because the Ecuadorian government was itself being penetrated and infiltrated by the CIA through this group. I don't know if I went too far down the rabbit hole, but this is just to illustrate how our media works and why Wikipedia is so important and why the work you all are doing is so important. Because what Wikipedia... Sorry, not Wikipedia. Wikipedia sucks. Sorry, thank you for that correction. WikiLeaks. Wikipedia is, by the way, listed the Gray Zone as a deprecated source. You're not allowed to cite us, so fuck Wikipedia. Fuck them. Fuck Jimmy Wales and his wife, who is the former diary secretary to Tony Blair. We know what their agenda is. And again, that emphasizes the importance of WikiLeaks. WikiLeaks and Julian Assange have said, we are an intelligence agency for the people. That's truly what they are. They're totally independent. They're providing transparency. They're telling us how the sausage is made in this city. And that's why they've been so important for us at the Gray Zone and so many others. And that's why we have to reject this decision even as we accept it. Because this decision is still dangerous to a free press. It still puts all of you and anyone who does real national security reporting in the crosshairs of the people in dark suits in this building. And so it's a very dangerous decision, even as it condemns our Gulag archipelago of federal torture prisons known as supermaxes. So let's just keep that in mind as we move forward. Again, Wednesday, we'll see what happens, but I believe Julian will be free. Julian must be free. He should be freed immediately. We need to see freedom for Julian Assange. Yeah. Freedom! 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 Freedom!
That was Down the Rabbit Hole with Max Blumenthal. Talk to Daniel Ortega. You got to talk to AMLO next, right? AMLO has offered Julian Assange political asylum. We'll wait on that.